That's not going to get old.
Hello, world.
Hello, Facebook land, YouTube land.
Welcome to our live stream. One of us has to say that, right?
Yeah, aren't we supposed to say, welcome to our live stream? Don't forget to subscribe, smash the like
Not
button.
yet.
Oh,
You have to
that's
say
like at
that
the end.
later. That's when you're like, and that is when the most important part of the story happened. But don't
Yeah.
forget. Yeah.
Before I get into the details and specs of this new camera that I'm reviewing,
Yeah.
don't forget that this video is sponsored by all my Lightroom presets and plugins that I stole off of other photographers and
yeah.
put my name on.
Ooh.
Ooh. Don't forget to buy my NFTs.
Are they doing that?
No, I haven't heard any of
No.
them do that.
Okay.
I'm surprised they haven't.
I was like, geez, it's aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah. My non fungible tokens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
More like non fun tokens.
Yeah. So what are we talking about
Anyway,
today?
let's talk about the Salty Dog cruise that we just got out off of a week ago today, which is was a 4-day cruise this time, 16-hour days sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, it's a lot of work, but also this year was actually insanely fun. I think it was probably my favorite year that we've done it.
Hmm.
So I think we created more quality work on this one. I think
Yes.
I think a lot of the return entertainment that is familiar with seeing us. This is our 6th year doing this, so I think they were more comfortable with us being there. So
Yeah.
I think we created a lot better work when it comes to like portraits, and I think the lighting was a little bit off with some of the live events. That's the problem that I have with live event photography or concert photography. Your photos are very dependent on the light technician that is running the
Yeah.
show.
But this
Um,
year, I mean, we shot Flogging Molly the first time, and they were all backlit. They had no light on them. And then
yeah,
we asked the lighting people, "Hey, can we get some light on them?" And
and
they
it was
actually
way
did it
better the second
the
time.
next show.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and we haven't done that before. Like, talk to the lighting tech.
No, and I think
Yeah.
with with a cruise like this, where your whole goal is to promote, we're working for the band. We're not just a photographer there shooting some concert footage to sell to a magazine.
Yeah.
So we're working for the band to promote this cruise next year. So it's in their best interest to give us the best light show possible. And if I think they appreciated the feedback. So um, the other shooter that was there with us, Ben, went up to him and was like, "Hey, it's almost there. They're just backlit a little bit. I don't even mind if they're backlit once in a while. I actually enjoy shooting when the lights are very active
Well, yeah, but it
because
was
you
like the
just
whole
get
show.
you get a bunch of variety when you're doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
um, it's a good surprise when it's a very active uh, lighting
Yeah.
show.
Same with
But
video.
yeah,
Yeah, it's good to
and
have
I
the
was talking
lights.
to another photographer, and I was mentioning how this is like um, we have this opportunity where it's actually like a captive audience. Like literally, they can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
They have to work with you. Like, I mean, they don't
Yeah.
have to work with you, but like they don't have anything else to do except for go to the buffet
Yeah.
or in the hot tub, right?
Yeah.
So you have you have opportunities on a cruise ship festival than more than you would in a normal festival where
Yeah.
there's a million things going on.
Yep.
This you can actually walk up to someone and say, "Hey, do you mind? I have this cool lighting set up in the bowling alley on the cruise. Do you want to go take a portrait?" And they're like, "Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do
Why
it."
not? Yeah.
What else are they? What else are they going to do?
Yeah.
So, anyway, um, but yeah, man, I think the work was the video edits so far have been amazing. I think it's like, I mean, that Raskaya edit that we did that you put together was it was the vibe.
Yeah.
You know, it caught the entire vibe of the show, of both their shows.
Yep.
I think those types of bands that come from really far away, different countries, they want to give the best show possible, and I think they definitely, you know, they kind of have more to prove. So,
Yes. Yeah, which is stupid. I mean, I agree.
yeah,
But
I think they feel like they have more to prove.
yeah. Yes.
You know,
Yeah. It was yeah, that Raskaya edit wasn't like the easiest edit to do, but I don't know, like it's not just with the cruise, it's whenever I hand over footage and then I see the videos, it's like it's never what I had in mind when I
like
shot it.
when someone else edits it.
Yeah, when they're like when
Yeah,
I give them a bunch of footage, to make their ad or to make their music video or whatever, I'm like, here you go. When I see it, it's like, okay,
yeah,
like there was 20 better shots than that. Like they were dead on like
yeah,
what you should have used, and it's like, do you know that those are there? I'm like, why didn't you use that? So it was fun doing the
yeah.
Raskai edit because I used all the shots that I thought hit the hardest.
Yep.
uh there's a couple shots in there that kind of bugged me, but not enough to like change it. I mean, not bug me, just there's one shot in
Yeah.
particular I was like, maybe I should have used something else. But still, it's like at that point, I mean, I've been
Yeah.
editing it for like 5 hours for a 2-minute video. So,
Well, and part of it too, I mean, that was a fast edit. Like okay. It was a fast song, right? Which
yes,
means during fast songs, you need more clips.
yeah,
And sometimes you might be able to recycle a clip, not reuse the same part of that clip, but maybe a little bit further in the song.
yeah,
But when you have twice as much with the beats per minute, you have to have twice as much footage because you want to cover that, and you want the edits to hit the beat.
yeah,
And I think a lot of editors starting out, they don't really, it seems like so basic to us to like make sure that it's timed with the music because it adds so much more. And
yeah,
and you can have okay clips, but if you're editing the music, it's going to
yeah.
enhance all that stuff.
Well, one of the reasons
So
that I made it short too was because I think the song is like it's almost 4 minutes, and I think the edit that I did is 2
yeah,
because I didn't feel like I had enough hard hitting clips left to be on like major beats. And I mean, and that's not the point of what I was shooting for anyway. I didn't shoot the bands to make each band an individual video. Like, I was shooting the bands trying to get a few awesome shots to be all compiled into one video. So,
yes,
Raskaya, I just happened to film them a lot because we filmed 2 of their shows instead of just one or half of one. And so I had enough. But like like you said, if you're editing to the beat, it's not just enough to like edit it when you have like band and crowd shots. You
yeah,
could, but you need something like some kind of thing where they like look into your camera, or they're doing like a jump or something in slow motion. I don't know. I feel like every, I don't know, 4 clips you have to have something that like
yeah.
hits hard just to keep it engaging. But and I just didn't feel like I had 4 minutes of that left, which is fine because I didn't, like I said, I wasn't shooting a
We
Riskaya
weren't
music video.
shooting. Yeah, we didn't shoot it to make. And that's what I was like. I liked about the edit was you established up front that this wasn't a music video.
Yeah,
Like it, okay, it's technically a music video, but it wasn't shot specifically to be lip synced with
yep,
this. It was live footage that happens to be to this song. And when you're filming this stuff live, you don't always get good shots for the entire song.
Yeah.
because you're not shooting a music video for that specific song. Actually, when we were working on those two sets, we didn't even know the song that you were going to come out and edit with
No.
at that point. It wasn't until after we were like, okay, guys, what song would you like us to edit a highlight video to? And then they gave us the Ruski sound, and because I would have picked a completely different song.
Yeah.
So it's always good to talk with the artists and say, hey, we want to create this highlight video for you, because they're going to share it, and then we're going to get likes for that, or we're going to get exposure for that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good to ask them, because if you make it something more shareable for them, they'll share it because it's more relevant to their current music that they're coming out with.
Yes.
So,
which they haven't shared it, but whatever.
They haven't shared it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm messing with these backgrounds to try to make us look more professional here. Yeah.
Are we in the Johnny Mnemonic world?
Yeah, we're in like an anime here. Our logo was blending in with the background. It just said Creative Rant. So anyway, we are live, guys. So if you guys have questions, type them in. I think they will show up on the side of our Restream platform here. And we can answer whatever questions you guys have. So we did with this cruise. What's an interesting story about this is it's our 6th year doing the Salty Dog cruise for Flogging Molly. The first year I was a guest, and when you tell people that you're photographing something like this, they're like, "How do you get that gig?" And the way that we got this gig was my wife's high school friend asked us if we wanted to be guests on the cruise. So we went, and since I have no chill.
Yeah, I was going to say. How did you get it? Well, you see, I have the inability to take an actual vacation.
Yeah. Well, you see, I can't sit down on a sun-bleached boat deck for more than 2 minutes. So
I just decided to work for free.
Yeah. So I brought my camera, and I photographed the Flogging Molly Salty Dog Cruise year 1 like I was working it. I mean, other than having backstage credentials, like I treated it like I was their main photographer. I didn't get in the way of any other paid photographer, but I treated it like I was working it. And then shortly after we got off the cruise, I created an album of all the photos I took, and I said, hey, here's what I did from the audience. Would you consider having me back? And they said no. And then a month before the cruise, they said yes. And then we got back on. And then from there on out, that we were part of the crew, and really creating, not just capturing the band. I think what they liked is that we understood the marketing behind the event. So whereas some photographers would have looked at it as a great opportunity to exclusively photograph Flogging Molly, we looked at it as that plus grabbing shots of the interactions that they have with the audience. So half our time we're pointing the camera at Flogging Molly. The other half we're pointing it back at the audience to get those crowd reactions.
Yeah.
And that helps sell the event for the future, which is the entire purpose.
Yeah.
Because they don't need more live photos of themselves performing. They've got a million of them.
Yes.
And they've got ones where they're not in, Hawaiian print shirts.
Yeah.
So that's more on brand for them. But this is the cruise, and they want to sell more cruise tickets next year. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And we've also, now it's also to the point where what was this, the 6th cruise that we've done? 6th?
This is the 6th cruise. Yeah.
Yes. And it's been without incident.
So hey, we do have comments.
Oh, they're not coming through.
They're not coming through. So hey, all right, I'm gonna go through and like these. I wonder why they're not doing that. Sorry about that, guys. We're not ignoring you. Let's see. let's Deanna said that your edit was brilliant and you get 5 stars.
Woo!
And she
Out of
said you're
5?
being out of 5, 5 out of 5. Yeah, 5 out of 5 out of
5 out of 10.
75.
Yeah. But
Yes, and then Caressa said you're welcome, and that was Freddie Morris, who at the time was working with Flogging Molly, and he's the one that got us on the cruise. So we do owe him a very big thank you for the introduction.
woo!
Do they have security on the ship the whole time? So yeah, they do have security on the ship the whole time, but it's not the type of crowd where they have to like. It's not like it's not like what you see like Elvis being bombarded or the Beatles situation. The crowd of this cruise. So this is how loyal the fans are of this cruise. So I think there's Flogging Molly fans, and then there's Flogging Molly Salty Dog fans. So they're like a different breed of Flogging Molly fans, and they're so loyal to the experience and the cruise that they actually did a GoFundMe to bring on the old security guards that did it for 5 years, because they weren't going to be back because different things changed and their services weren't needed at this time. So the fans got together and put together a GoFundMe to bring them back. And the support that we've gotten just as the photographers of the cruise, we go on the cruise and people hug us. They know us by name. They know our families. They follow us online, and it's way different than any other event or gig that we do per year. So not only do we have our work to back us up, but we also have the audience that tells the management that we like these photographers, we trust these photographers, they do good work, and they're going to show us in the best way as well. So,
yeah.
Event staff, quote, event staff. Yes. I wish these would come through.
Yeah. What are you like monitoring 4 different sites?
So this is the comment. This is the comment that is in the thing. It just says, social comments display here. Click on them to showcase.
I guess they have to be, I guess those are the ones that are directly on Restream.
Well, hey, what if I switch it to this? We're figuring this out, guys. We switched it to a different platform. Yeah. But let's see if we do this chat overlay. Let's see who can comment first. Let's see if your comment pops up. Great. We sound like stalkers. All right, we just got a test that came in and it's not showing. So I apologize, guys. We'll figure this out for the next one. Do you know what it's showing up? If you guys go to the Spectacle photo page and you comment on that feed, it looks like that one might show up. Right now, my profile is showing up as read only. So this isn't some roundabout way to get you to follow or like Spectacle Photo on Facebook.
Or to comment.
We don't care. We don't care about Spectacle Photo on Facebook. It's a very dead page that we try to update.
Not totally dead.
It's just, there's no return from it, right?
No, there is. You just don't post on it. I don't know. Sometimes we get like a lot of likes on there.
Yeah. We do, but it's mostly with memes. We never get anything from our work. Yeah. Facebook just wants the throttle.
That's true.
That like a bottle of Absolute? What is that?
Yeah. No, it's a bottle of balls.
Hey, we're in. We got, yes. It has to be. Well, Caleb drinks a bottle of balls.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ryan in with the test. Ryan Chimino.
All right.
Yeah. So if you guys want to comment, you got to go to Spectacle Photos page, because right now all I'm seeing is under my profile it says read only. I'll have to Google on why that's doing that. So either through YouTube or through Spectacle Photos page, we will be able to have you guys comment. And I will monitor the other page. Jason Wilder said, please subscribe now.
Thank you.
There we go.
Bro, why do you always say my last name? Simino? Ryan
Simino. My name is Brian Simino. Put an emphasis on that no.
Ryan Chimino?
I don't think he's saying I'm saying it wrong. I think he's saying, why do I say his last name at all? Bro, why do you always say my last name instead of just calling him Ryan?
I don't know.
Oh man, that's awesome. All right, so I wonder if I could share some of the photos that we took, huh? I'm really working on this this bowling one from Raskaya. I'm trying really hard to get it to look good. I'm probably spending way too much time on it. Let me.
I don't think so.
Not too much time, but I don't know. Hold on. Let me. I'm going to share this. All right. Look at that.
Whoa.
Loop. This is like an 80s music video.
Yeah. It just needs to like.
Yeah. So this was an example of a photo that in our minds, like Caleb and I were clicking 100% on what we had in mind. What wasn't clicking was the lighting of this spot. Like I would have lit this completely different, but we were set up for a different spot because we thought the band was going to come in first as a whole. And then they wound up coming in and like trickling in because I think it was like 7 members.
Yeah.
So while we were waiting for them, we had to break down the one setup that we had set up for the full band. And so that we didn't waste Georgie's time here, we moved him over to here and we tried to light this while he was standing there. And it didn't work out as we intended. The original photo, this is actually a composite right now, but the original one is pretty close to what I have here. It's just we were getting these giant highlights, reflections on the wall.
Well, yeah, everything was glossy. And
so glossy.
So he stood there and we had about 3 minutes with tooling how it looked before the other band members started coming in. And we were like, okay. And so then we were like, all right, well, we'll see what we can do with what we've already shot. Because this wasn't the main focus of what we were doing. It was just, there was this weird little bowling alley. And I thought it'd be funny to have him standing there like he worked there. The one thing I want to add to this is like an out of focus counter in front of him.
Right here.
Yeah,
maybe like a pair of shoes.
Exactly. Or at least like maybe in the corner, like a out of focus cash register corner.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like he works there. I think that'll make that photo.
Yeah, and he did. It's funny because all the shots that I have of him were all light tests. Like I don't think we actually shot this photo to be an actual photo.
Yeah.
Like we couldn't get the light dialed in quick enough and comfortably enough. Like I knew just by looking at the results that I was getting that we needed at least a solid 20 minutes of just fiddling with the light. Now, typically Caleb and I would go before the shoot and he would stand there
we'd figure
like
it out.
So, and we would figure out the lighting. And I have shots of Caleb like this for almost every location that we've done, where he will fill in and I could almost make a coffee table book of just light tests of Caleb.
What do you mean almost?
We probably could.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
It's like 10 years of photos or whatever.
So we'll go and each location will actually go around like So one of the bands we were going to shoot in this location that we saw. So this is going to be on Caleb's rap album coming
Mm-hmm.
out next fall. And then so we test different things, because in these specific spots there's always a challenge with, I mean, this is a hallway full of mirrors.
That was a tough hallway, and it's all
That was
glossy.
Yeah.
Everything was gloss. There was high gloss finish on everything in that room.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
that was rough.
Including the back door right here, which was a
Yeah.
giant glossy door.
Yep.
My idea for this hallway was for it to go on, like, to kind of terminate behind you.
Yeah.
So we'll do different light tests just to make sure. And then this was kind of another idea that we were pitching to one of the bands that were on the cruise. Just kind of like this sea of teal seats that just go all the way up, and I would have gotten rid of these in post. So this is Caleb watching a movie. So
Finding Nemo 2.
Yeah. And it's interesting too, because this is the exact same lighting setup as this, just moving the camera to the side a little bit. And then same thing with this. We didn't move the light from here. We just changed the angle in which you were looking.
Yep.
So from here, you're facing the light, and from here, your left side's only facing the light.
Yep.
So we'll do that all over the boat. If we see a spot, I'll be like, hey, let me take a light test real quick. And that way, if one of the bands are running by us or walking by us during the cruise, we'll say, hey, you got a second? Let me grab this shot over here. And we try to be very patient with the bands, because they're not there to take portraits with us. They're there to entertain and be there. It's their business, right? So we're very kind of on the side and very thankful whenever they agree to let us take their portrait. There was a photo of Dave King, he's pretty challenging to photograph, mostly because every time he is out and about, he is really bombarded with, not bombarded, but just has a lot of people around him. So what I'll do, again, I'll bring Caleb over to a spot. I try not to get him to walk far, because getting from one side of even a room to the other side, people will stop and want to talk to him, and they'll stop and talk, because that's what they're there for. So real quick, here's a picture of Georgie from Raskaya that we photographed. And before he even agreed to doing it, Caleb and I went down to that room, and I just saw the shot, where to go. And we did a light test in there as well, like hours before.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can pull up that Dave shot. There's 4,000 photos from this cruise. Here we go. Here's Dave. So again, another challenging spot. We've got these giant windows looking out onto the ocean. Very reflective.
Glossy.
Yeah, very reflective. If I had more time, I wouldn't have lit this way, because there's kind of a harsh shadow caused by his nose right here. So this one's not as bad, because I had him look at Caleb's face. This is actually his face after asking me if he had to look at Caleb's, like, oh God, do I have to look at his face?
Yeah.
But that's the second shot that I took, because the first one, I couldn't get far enough back. So Dave was across, he was watching the Ocelots, I think it was. And he was across the room. And I was like, hey, Dave, can I bother you for a second and get a portrait over here on the other side? I have a light set up. Oh, yeah, definitely. So as we were walking over, we're talking, and then he sits down, and I get 5 shots. So
yeah,
these
and that's
5
one
here.
of them.
I tell Dave to do something funny, and he tells me, I'm number 1. And then he starts laughing at his own joke, because that's funny too. And
this is with like 7 people standing around us.
standing around us. Yeah. So we try not to make it, if it's that situation, I get the shot, I get what I need, I don't fuss, and then I'd rather ask him later for another opportunity than to waste his time here. Um, so then we have the ocelots sit down and we get a group
Well,
shot of
okay,
them.
but this is something with where like okay, so shooting live like this where the people aren't necessarily there just to have a photo shoot with you can be tricky because we asked Dave to sit down and take some shots. So while we were dialing it in, his like wife and the ocelot, the other band members, just came in and sat down next to him, and they all just started talking. So it
Yep.
was like, all right, uh, I mean, like, I guess we'll just have to chill, which you have to do some of the times because, they don't know.
Yeah.
They think the shots are over. And so they were sitting there talking, and we were literally just hovering. I mean, I was just sitting there twiddling my thumbs, kind of talking to Rich. And then,
Well, and I have creeper shots of them talking. Like I was shooting the moment to kind of show, what was going on. Did my
yeah,
camera just go out?
I don't know.
Um, anyway, who cares? You don't need to see me anyway. So I'm shooting the moment that I think everyone, I'm thinking everyone would appreciate this moment that they're having on the boat. And then finally they're like, Caleb goes, yeah, that's right. We're hovering. I'm sorry. Can we
Yeah.
grab another shot?
Yep.
So,
Well, and that's the difference between like, I mean, that's one of the reasons that we're asked back to do jobs is because a lot of photographers would be like, excuse me, I'm not done here
yeah,
shooting with Mr. King. I need some more shots. And then they'd be like, oh, okay. And like photographers can get real bossy.
yep,
And you can't be like that depending on the environment. I mean,
correct.
if someone has paid you to do to do a photo shoot and you know they're in front of your camera and like their friend walks in and is showing them TikTok videos, that would be a time where you could be like, hey, let's save that for after we're done. But
Yeah,
in this situation where you're in their world, that's you don't boss people, even if they had if all the people that were sitting next to them didn't go away and they were just like, no, we're done. It'd be like, okay, cool. Thanks
all
for your
right,
time.
no
And then
worries.
you just try to get it next time.
Yep, yep.
So,
Well, and
you
and
have,
here's an example of like, so this photo here, this is fully retouched. Um, but
you said
if
your camera's still on.
what was that?
The comment,
Oh, my
your
camera's
camera's,
okay, cool.
it is on.
It gave me a little thing on the side of my window that said, "Let me know what you want Windows to do with the Canon RP." So
Ooh, weird.
anyway, so here's an example of like not micromanaging your subjects while in these situations. So Dave was a little bit of a with photography. You usually have like over correctors or under correctors. It's very rare that you have someone that's going to micro adjust to where you want them. So my idea was to have,
Mhm.
obviously for symmetry, I want him dead center on these two windows. Um, and he can't see that from my angle, right? So I was like, hey, can you move over a little bit? Can you move to the left a little bit? And finally, I'll do that about twice because I don't want him to feel like he's failing,
Well, yeah,
right?
and you have to feel out each person too, because like Dave doesn't like doing this.
He doesn't. He's
He
not.
doesn't.
He's yeah. It's not his part of what he likes doing. So
Yeah.
it's not. It's the. So I was like, hey, can you move to the left a little bit? And he was like, a little scooch. And I was like, all right, I got this. And I will make those decisions right there where I'm just like, it's not worth annoying him or ruining this moment. So the original one, he's actually more over to the left. And actually, let me do this so you can see. So here's the edit. There's the original. So he wasn't dead center on this window, and actually, even if he was, he would almost be right on those lines. So I knew that I could just take the right side of this photo, flip it over to the left, and create a photo that I didn't have to bother him to do. If you didn't see this, you'd have no idea that that's what happened.
Yeah.
But it just makes it to where understanding the limitations that you have in Photoshop can also help your clients relax and not be annoyed by what you're asking them to do. So that, that's there. And then this one here, I just decided not. I thought he was centered enough, and I thought because of the playful expression on his face, it kind of had a little bit more of a freestyle feel to it. So it didn't feel as posed as the other one, to where it was looking into the camera, wondering what you're doing. This has more of a candid feel to it. So I chose with this one just to leave it where he's actually on that right side. So that was his agenda. He actually went from all the way to the left. And when I asked him to move, he actually went all the way to the right. So, yeah, that's, that was that experience. Let me go back to this. I'll turn this off. What are we? You so smart. I mean that. I appreciate that. Let's see. What else do we have here? 50 Shades of Caleb. That's Ryan Chimino said that.
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, Ryan Chimino.
Oh, that's so good. All right. What else do we have? Let's go back. Let's go back to so we also have wait, there was a comment in here that was, yeah. So yes, I need pics of the 7 kids Irish and I have adopted. So they officially adopted the Cherry Cokes. So that was an experience. That was kind of a fun story. So the bassist was walking around, and I had taken let me see, I'll show you. They were in the artist lounge kind of hanging out and playing the piano and just kind of looking out the window on the 3rd day, I want to say.
She said she was talking about Riskaya.
Oh, Riskaya. They adopted Riskaya.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can adopt the Cherry Cokes too.
I am your child now.
I am child. I am child.
Do I get allowance?
Yeah. Anyway, you should adopt the Cherry Cokes. But let me tell the story about the Cherry Cokes real fast. So, yeah, no, Riskaya. All right. So, sorry, I hit the wrong button.
I was just about to apologize for you.
Yeah,
sorry.
Like,
Rich is gone.
Rich is gone.
Camera or something has malfunctioned. So anyway, Cherry Cokes.
So we were. Let me get to it. So the Cherry Cokes were playing in the artist lounge, and I went up to him and I was like, "Hey, can I get a picture real quick?" And I took a picture of the bassist, and the bassist was looking out the window, and I was like, "Yeah, that's a good photo of him, but it's not like a great photo of him." So I was thinking of a way that I could set up a shoot that didn't really look like a cruise photo, because that's the problem with photographing on a cruise, is that everything looks like a cruise. The areas are very over styled, so they're meant to be kind of over the top, luxurious. But I was like, how do I make it look like he was in a studio? So here's the photo where he was kind of looking out the window. His glasses were glaring, so I had him take them off. Had this nice light come in. So I got this shot of him. It's pretty, it's in focus. It's sharp. You can see me in there hanging out. That's proof that I took the photo.
Yeah.
That's my watermark. That's and then I got some photos of the accordion player playing the piano. in the artist lounge. And these are things that fans typically don't get to see. So after I created this, I was like, man, I really think it would be cooler to get a different photo of him. So I went down to the Cherry Cokes were inside the artist lounge. I was like, hey, do you mind if I can bring the bassist up to this spot on the next deck? I want to take this photo. I have this cool idea. Top down. He's backlit. There's actually a light right behind his shoulder. You can see it right here where I didn't hide it. So I knew I wanted this photographed in black and white. So I turned my camera to black and white, and I took these photos. And I showed them. There's a language barrier here. They speak very little English, and I don't speak any Japanese. So I showed them the back of the camera, and they lost it. They were like, "These are amazing. Do you want to take the rest of the band's photos?" And this is an example of how, instead of asking them to take everyone's photo, it was like, can I take one? Let me show you what I'm up to. And then they went and got everyone else, and we created these photos for the entire band, which we wound up doing this spread of the whole band that will eventually load. But something like this, and then we can get silly and still kind of capture the personalities of each band members. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to like shoebox them into what your vision is. You really want them to like shine. And what had happened with this was he had made a silly face before, and everyone kind of barked back and was like, no, 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 do it serious. And then I was like, okay, now that we got these serious ones, even though this one looks like he's, you know, being like abused by someone.
Being probed.
Yeah. My light went off a little too hard behind me. I was like, let's do that silly one again. And then he does that. And it's just like, that's one of my favorite photos from this cruise.
Yeah.
And then he goes back into the serious and then right back into the silly.
Yeah.
And you really have to let artists kind of shine when they do that, because again, they know their brand, they know what they want to do. But don't be afraid to like recommend something to them. Like, look how we were going, like it was.
And he was doing all that on his own.
He did all this on his own. I was like, let's go, he was,
once they get comfortable,
yeah,
it's good to just let them go.
Yeah. Jumping up on the couch.
We told him to do that one. And then once he did that, he was like, it's like he couldn't stop.
Correct.
Like, yeah.
And even, and behind the scenes, like, during their show, because we had that interaction with him before, now the band is like hamming it up for us. Mm-hmm. We're not strangers anymore. So now they're like, oh, okay, let me make love to this Purell hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
It's crazy when the drummer, who's probably the craziest one out of all of them, starts laughing and breaking character. That's how crazy it was getting. But and this was so dark, guys. These photos, I'm going to reset this photo to how it was shot in camera. It's so dark.
Yeah.
But that was one of those things where it was like, this is happening. I just need to capture this. Yeah, he was loving on that Purell. So,
yep.
Yeah, I didn't know that they were going to start the concert up on the balcony, though. That totally threw me off.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I was like, how the hell did they get up there?
Yeah.
But man, what a crazy show. That was a great show.
Yep.
So
the Cherry Cokes, dude, I have garbage footage of them. I mean, I've got some cool shots, but like I couldn't do a Riskaya edit or a Cherry Cokes edit the way I did the Riskaya video, because they put them in that little corner and with that low overhang with those dark lights. And it was just, I mean, it's like, this would be so awesome if they were on a bigger stage and had some real lights on them. And
Yes.
that's an example of where, I mean, I was shooting with an R5 on a Ronin gimbal, and I got,
R6.
oh yeah, that's what I meant,
Yeah.
R6. And I was just like, this isn't really working. I was right up front. I got some good, like close up shots with that. Um,
Yeah.
but there was just no room for him to move around. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go get a wide shot. And so I went up halfway up the stairs so I could get the crowd and them. And as soon as you leave the front, the place that they were playing was so low that as soon as I went up at all to get crowd and them, you couldn't see, like their heads were like cut.
Oh, it was a horrible, horrible
And I
venue.
was just like, dude, why are they here? And then like on that stage, it's so like, come on. And then I was like, okay, so none of this is working. So I put the GoPro on a stick and I went down and got like, like right in their faces with my GoPro, which I could do because we had had the interaction with them before. So they were fine with me filming, and they were like, singing into the GoPro. But the problem with that is, I mean, the reason that I did it with the GoPro is because it's a low profile camera. So
But it's
it's
also
not.
not good under low light, that extreme.
Exactly. And so
Yeah.
like the good footage that I have of them is grainy. I mean, it's usable and it's, I could stylize it, but it's just it's like, man, next year they better put them on a main stage. So,
Yeah, I would okay. I think if they had never been on the boat before, underestimating what they would do would be slightly acceptable.
yep.
Um, I think the stage would be fine to play once, just not
Yeah,
all
it's
their
like, okay,
sets.
I get it they did it once,
Um,
but twice in that one?
I
I
didn't
mean,
get any
especially when they
I
come
didn't
from
get any
Japan.
photos of anybody playing there except for the attack. And that was the first and last time that I shot there because I took 4 shots of them and I was like, nope, I don't like any of these. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it here. So, um, it, I do notice too, like when you are familiar to the artist, it helps with the live photos as well because they play into your camera. Like this year, Flogging Molly really played into our cameras. Um, Knowing what we've produced in the past because they know that they're going to be using it. So I feel like they almost treat it a little bit more like a music video as well because they
Yeah,
know that it's their stuff.
like Dave was walking
Uh,
up, flipping off the camera.
oh yeah, yeah. That one clip, I think that made it into the final edit that no one's seen yet.
Mm,
So I watched a few versions ago of the final edit. So I wish that we had some kind of information on when that will come out, but we don't know. The good news is we've got 18 months to recover, and because the cruise isn't until next November. So,
yeah.
so let's see. I'm going to check. I've been following my Facebook. Katrina said she just wants Caleb's shirt. That's
Okay.
I think you can go to Hot Topic and
Yeah.
get that, or Zoomies.
Target, I think. I don't know.
Target. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so the 4,000 photos we've got 4,000 photos and countless memories of our cruise, of our time on the cruise.
Yeah.
Um,
It was cool that they had all these playing. So every
I
night,
mean, look at this.
yeah, he was filming with his little GoPro. Like,
Just so everyone knows, this GoPro is like a GoPro 2, and they're still using it. That's just a testament to how good GoPros are.
yeah, it's the GoPro 2 is still better than the competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kept trying to, these ones here, these photos here, I was trying to get this guy. I really wanted this hand dead center on that light. I wanted to get kind of this backlit, rock on, you know. Look at all these devil worshippers.
Mm-hmm.
Commitment. Yeah. And sometimes I'll just turn the camera. I mean, I sat there for a good 5 minutes, not even looking at the band, just trying to get this guy to do this. And this lady caught me.
Yeah.
She's like, what are you doing over there?
Yeah.
Um,
That's weird. That looks like a lei that he's wearing, but
it
it's
does.
on
It also
someone's
looks like a
head.
mega church, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is a mega church on Easter Sunday. They're like,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Yeah, I like the stage this year. I thought it was a really nice stage. I like that we weren't butted up against the pool. I
Yep.
thought that was a good change. I wish we were a little bit higher. Um, the band had requested that no photographers be on stage, which was fine because we really rarely ever do that. If we were ever to do it, we hide to the side on the side of the stacks.
Yeah.
But
I was on the Raskaya stage because there was a ton of room, and behind the drummer there was a ton of
look,
wiring. Jeez, mute yourself.
I tried
You're
to.
disgusting.
I tried
You
to
are
get
disgusting.
dude.
God, wipe your camera off. Like,
Dude, look, I tried to
anyway.
run to this app to find a mute button.
Oh.
I was like,
Anyway, dude, I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh
dude,
yeah,
I'm sorry. I
no.
apologize, everyone. So unprofessional.
Uh, I I was on stage for some of them, but that's because I either knew that they wouldn't care or I knew that no one would see me.
This is a true statement. I did that with Riskaya. I sat on the stairs and pretended like I was taking more photos than I was, just so I didn't get asked to move.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, if they don't kick us out in the first three songs, which is very common in concert photography, you get the first three songs and then you're done.
Yeah.
But with this, again, it's not. This is a different event. This isn't like. Again, we're there to sell the cruise, not sell these to Spin Magazine or something.
Well, the
If
other
that's
funny
even still a
thing,
magazine.
yeah, yeah, the other funny thing about like about photographing and filming on this cruise is that I mean we don't film bands regularly. We're not like band photographers, and so but if we
Well,
wanted to be,
band photography for promo stuff.
but I mean like okay, as far as like
We're not live concert
live
photographers.
concert photographers, um,
Yeah,
we don't do that a lot. I mean we've done it. I don't
yeah.
know. Outside of the cruise, we've probably done it like 10, 20 times. But we're not in the hundreds. It's not like our
Okay, so
main thing.
sometimes this is a true, very true statement. Sometimes I will photograph a live concert just because I don't want to pay to go to the concert, or sometimes I will photograph a live concert just to photograph the headliner. So if I can get in touch with the opening act, it will like that's how I got to work. That's how I got to photograph Vanilla Ice. There was a local band opening for him, so I reached out to the local band to photograph them, and they allowed me to stay to photograph Vanilla Ice.
Where's that photo?
I have to find those photos, but dude, I was in the green room with them.
That was a long time ago.
That was so long
That
ago.
was like, what was that, like 15 years ago or more?
Yeah. So I was in the green room, and some dude walks in and goes, hey, Rob, because that's what bands love it when you call them by their real first name, which is not true. But anyway, the guy walks in, he goes, hey, Rob, and it's this tall dude, and he just throws his leg above over his head, like standing up on one leg, just like kicks this leg over his head. And Vanilla Ice was like so impressed. And I was weirded out that that interaction even happened.
Is that the end of the story?
That's the end of the story. 6 times. Anyway, the point is that sometimes I'll reach out to bands and photograph live events just to work with the bands, to try to work for to do other promotional stuff. But
I've never
we
done
do
that.
music videos. We do music video. We did a music video. Bob Green's music video will be coming out soon, which was a cool music video.
Yeah, I
A
wasn't
lot
like
of
downplaying our music work. What I meant to say, or where I was going with that, is that this by filming and photographing this cruise for 6 years now, with all the different stages and all the different bands and all that, we could make it look like we've done nothing but band photography.
with one cruise, you can make it look like you've done nothing but band
Yes.
photography.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We definitely have. If we wanted a band, like a live band shoot that we really wanted to do, we could definitely build like a powerhouse of a portfolio just off of 1 year of doing that cruise. So that's like a
Yeah.
benefit to photographers doing cruises like that.
My goal with this entire thing is to eventually shoot Flogging Molly's album covers.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That would be a goal.
When was the last
But
time they came out with an album? They just came
it's
out with
just
one.
recently. They're coming out with one now.
Lame. Was it graphic
Yeah.
art? Okay.
Yeah. Um, but we're potentially gonna be making a yearbook, a photo coffee table book of
Yes.
uh 6 salty years. It's going to be a photo journey through the salty dog cruise.
Yep.
It's going to be an interactive photo experience.
Yeah.
There's going to be augmented reality. You'll hold your phone over the photo page, and then Caleb will pop up on the page and walk you through the photo.
But it won't actually be me. It'll be one of those like bring to life photos that's like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know how they're doing that with like deceased
Yep.
people?
Yep.
Like people from like 1920s. It
Yeah.
animates their eyes.
Yeah. It'll be we got to hide things in there so like 20 years from now or like 40 years from now people like can scan it and they can like, "Oh, hey. Oh,
Yeah.
you came back." It's some kind of
That's
AI, weird
that's
Rich
the
and Caleb
real
AI.
that's the real AI of the future. Animated
Yeah.
photos. Yep.
Yep. So what do we got? We got 5 viewers,
Woo!
5 live viewers. Did Ryan Chimino log off? Did he get sick of our I wish they would show us who's watching.
Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? We got people
Whoever
on
it is
here that
cool.
are whoever's here is cool.
It's cooler than the rest.
Um yeah, so that's the Salty Dog 2022 recap.
Yep.
And they invited well, they didn't officially invite us back yet, but they did say they would have us back. Um so that's exciting. Sometimes they wait until like a month before.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, you're doing it." So
Yeah. I mean, we've had to basically fight to go back on again because they changed management companies. They've changed
yes,
management companies like 3 times or something, and every time they do that, it's like, oh, great. So then we have to we have to pry an email address out of the old management company and pretty much reapply to go.
Yes.
And but it's like, man, I hope Six Man does it again next year, so we
I
don't have
really
to do that
enjoyed
again.
working with them.
Yeah.
I think from a production standpoint, they just had their act together.
Yep.
So here's some more. I saw Jason taking. I had taken a photo of him near the skate ramp, but he moved over to do some social media stuff over in between this thing, and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to steal your idea. Let me get a picture of you with this fisheye lens." It's funny because I mostly shot with this fisheye lens 95% of the time.
Yeah.
Um,
Which isn't normal for you.
no, not at all. But it
Yeah.
just it works so well with everything. Um, the lighting just hit on that one. This was shortly after that one. Me First and the Gimme Gimmes were backstage, and we just Caleb just happened to be standing in the right spot with the light. Hey, let me get a shot. These guys wouldn't stop moving, which was really bothering me, but they clearly knew what they were doing because this is a really cool photo, in my opinion.
Hmm.
I finally got a good shot of Noodles.
Yep.
I was last time he was on the cruise. I took a photo and his eyes were soft because I shot it too shallow and didn't compensate for his glasses.
And didn't compensate
Uh,
for your handshake.
my hand shaking, yeah. So I mean that's a sharp photo. Those are noodle eyes. Look at that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
And for the
and then
people who don't know who that is, he's in the Offspring.
we got Caleb who is officially part of Riskaya now. So he plays
The oboe.
the oboe. I was gonna say the that theremin thing.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'll play that. That's fun.
Yeah. And then we get we got to throw ourselves in there and get a photo.
The happiest I've ever seen Rich in a photo.
Yeah, that was pretty. Yeah, I was pretty excited. I have to admit, I found this band on YouTube 8 years ago, and when I saw that they were on this cruise, I was like, I cannot wait. And it was everything I thought it would be. Everything.
Hmm.
Everything about them, they just brought it. Um, so I was very impressed by it.
Yeah.
So they definitely gave it their all. But cool. Welcome to the family, Caleb. Now uh now she's got 8 kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. I wish that they had, I don't know, like, so this year they did more than they've done in the past because every night they ask us for photos that were on the boat. And so every night, I don't know, like 11 or midnight or sometimes at like 2 in the morning, we're handing off photos. And then the next day they play them on all the TVs in the room. And I
Which
don't
was
think they've
really
done
cool.
that. They didn't do that before. But
No, they've never used our photos the day of. They barely used them in like Sixth Man is a touring company. They do this and they don't just sell cruises, they sell concerts. They put that first, right? So Sixth Man is a they're owned by Norwegian. Like it's no secret. They're
yeah,
owned by
yeah,
Norwegian, but they 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 understand the experience and it shows because you go to your room and there's swag
yeah.
on your pillow. Like that's never happened before.
But I wish that
And
like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say I think they were a little thrown off at the type of audience that this cruise was because the people that cruise on this aren't normal cruisers. They're flogging Molly cruisers. They're not like cruise people. So I think they were a little taken back when the loyalty started popping up of we want our photographers, we want our, crew. Um, but they leaned into it. They didn't have to hire us.
Yeah, we were
You know,
behind, the scenes. We were working with the management company all day, six man, and they weren't ever like, oh, these flogging Molly fans are annoying. Like they never said anything like that.
they were amazed.
They were
They
actually
were
more impressed.
amazed.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were amazed at. I think they were a little. I think at first they were a little hesitant because they were like, "Oh my God, who are all these tattooed punks coming on board? What's going to happen?" And then they saw what it was about, and they were just amazed. They were like, "We had no idea."
yeah,
And that I mean, again, Caleb and I so one of the rules was masks had to be worn in the production office, and we were like, okay, well, we were never in the production office. I think maybe 2 minutes total out of 5 cruises for Flogging Molly were we ever in the production office. And then when we went into this production office and people are actually living this life and enjoying and talking about the cruise and like, how do we make this better for people? It was like, oh, we were in there 16 hours a day. When we weren't shooting, we were down there dumping and talking with the crew. Everything from lighting to management was in there.
yeah,
So it was a cool office. It was a cool feel.
yeah.
So
I do wish that, because with all the photos that we were giving the management company, and it's not just this year, it's every year. The six man did more with the photos that we gave them than any of the production companies have before them. That's for sure.
200%. Yep.
But I wish that they were putting more stuff online, like individual shots. I mean, they could be doing like, even if it's like 5 photos a day in the shipmates like Facebook page. And
I think they typically do that though. Uh, and I don't know because we haven't dealt with them other than this year, but
mhm.
I think it was the internet was not working, is what it was. And
Okay,
I think they were trying to get things to
yeah,
marketing because there was a lot of frustration about that. Originally we were hired to produce a day 1 wrap video, a day 3 wrap video, and then a final video that Ben was working on.
yeah,
He was working on those edits, and they couldn't get him off to who they like. So they had every intention to
yeah.
do
But
it.
that's a video. They could post a pic. I mean, and
Yeah.
after the cruise too. I just wish
Yep.
that, like, because the only reason I say that is because I feel like a lot of these pictures never see the light of day again. Uh,
Yeah.
and I don't know.
They did
Some of
give them
them are
out. They
so
did give them
good.
out to everybody. They are on a link.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yep, yep. Which
which has never happened before either.
that's never happened before. This is not a six man thing. It's more just like, and it's not
Yeah.
just them. I guess I think like, because if you go to the Flogging Molly, just the Flogging Molly cruise, which I think is like run by the band.
It's
There's
you talk about the website?
no, the Facebook page.
No, that's run by fans.
No, no, no. That's the shipmates.
Oh, 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 oh,
There's
oh.
the Flogging Molly cruise one.
No, I think Six Man takes control over all that.
But then there's the Flogging Molly cruise by Sixth Man.
Oh,
There's like 3 of them or something. But anyway, on not the shipmates ones, on the other ones, it's like
I need a new
devoid of
LaCroix.
content. It's like devoid of content. It's like, man, you guys could be posting up so much stuff on here. But it's whatever. I don't really care. I'm just saying that, like, yeah, so the Will's link filled with, dude, no one cares.
I'm cheersing you.
No one cares they're having a LaCroix. Dude. Oh man. I need more. What was I talking about?
I'm
I don't even
sorry.
know. I just wish that
See, I I was cheersing people.
What does that word mean in the comments?
What?
What's slante?
It's cilantro.
Salancha. What's that?
It's a
Is that some
it's a
sort of
not it's a Celtic Irish. I think it's Irish or it's Scottish too, but it's a yeah, cilantro.
gotcha?
Yeah.
Uh,
It's the green leafy stuff that they put on tacos and
yeah,
guacamole.
cilantro.
It tastes like
Cilantro.
soap.
Yeah,
Arrivederci.
yeah, yeah. Uh, is the link that Will put up? Will's the photographer that always works with Six Man,
Yeah.
and does a lot of like the photo coordinating. That link's full of photos, or
Yes. Hold on, let me
somebody like logged into our spectacle
yeah,
page. Like,
I think that's Caressa.
oh, okay, all right.
She's commenting.
It looks like we're commenting on our own stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are
Like-
lame.
You're like I can hear the keys typing. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. You guys are so lame. Hold on,
yeah,
let me comment so people. All right, so yeah, Will was very cool photographer to work with. So
Mhm.
Will has done over 141 cruise events for Six Man. So he's got 20 years under his belt of doing this. But what he does is he actually uploads all of his events here for all the fans to download. So we've got 2022 cruises and we've got Salty Dog 2022. And he credits all the other photographers that were there. He's used to running and gunning solo, and
Mhm.
I don't know if we added any. Like I like to think that we took away some of the stress that he would normally do by himself. So hopefully we added some value from a photography standpoint. We were hired to do video, and thankfully they allowed me to jump in and do photos as well because it's really what I'm passionate about. But the video as well. But yeah, man, they're all that stuff's on here.
Yeah, which
And
is awesome. I mean,
yeah, and you've got three photographers' points of view here.
yeah,
Three completely different photographers. You've got Ben, you've got Will, and you've got my photography on here. And then there's also some shots that Caleb took with the GoPro.
oh yeah,
But they're in here somewhere, very sporadic. So, but yeah, they're all on here, dude. It's I actually flipped through most of these photos, just kind of looking at because there's things that I didn't even see happen. You know, I mean, that's a great shot of him. And there's Caleb off to the side. There's proof that he was there.
yeah. There I
So
am in everyone's shot.
yeah, and then here's our Enemy Inc. crew who provided all the swag and just kills it with everything.
Yep.
So it's awesome, dude. This was a really fun one to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, but Will gets all of this done throughout the cruise, and then he pops them online pretty much within days.
Yeah.
So
He had them up within a week.
yeah, which is pretty good. So
Yeah. Yep.
all right, Carissa fixed her talking as us.
I know there is an extra day next year, huh?
There is an extra day.
Oh.
It's a rough one. It's a rough one.
It's all right. It's okay. The only reason that I say it like that is because I run around a lot. Dude, my arm was like, by that third day, my arm was like, dude, I hope my arm doesn't give out. from holding that gimbal with the camera like all day.
Dude, the first day I had blisters on my pinky toes, and I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, yeah,
How is
yeah,
this the first day? I'm
yeah,
so done.
yeah.
And then
One day is going to. Oh, oh. Well, Dennis hasn't. He hasn't been on the boat with Rich Johnson.
Dennis, wait, what? So we're just gonna waste time in the middle of the
In the
ocean?
comments, it says one day is going to be relaxed and vacation.
So we're
Yes.
just gonna sit around and do nothing for one day?
It'd be like, even if I was like, Rich, there's nothing going on. Okay,
Sleep in.
there's nothing going on. We can sleep in. I'm not going to go do any video. He'd be like, oh, okay. And then at like 7:30 in the morning, he would be like, hey,
I'm gonna go take a
you can
portrait of
stay here.
the
That's cool. I'm gonna go up on deck 5 and do some actual work. You can stay here though. It's no big deal. I can just do it by myself. And then he would leave.
I'm gonna
And then I'd be
I'm
sitting
gonna take
there
a portrait of the soft serve ice cream attendant
working.
while
Okay.
while you sleep.
Having an opportunity to relax while also on a job with Rich is kind of like when you skipped school. You know that
Yeah.
feeling where it's like you're not at school, but it's like you
I should
have
be
that
doing
weird
something.
weight that's like you know that school's going on while you're not there, and it just kind of ruins the whole truancy thing. That's
Which
what that's
is
like.
which is bullshit because I legitimately don't care. Like dude, like
No, I know.
dude, the one night you went out to the 6-man party,
Hmm.
their rap party.
Yeah,
And I was like, I stayed up till 3 and
yeah.
I was
Which
like,
is the most I've ever seen you stay up on like a job.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So I went down, went to bed at 3, and you were like, "Oh, I'll be right behind you." And
yeah.
I think 5:30 rolled around or whatever. But dude,
It was late.
I got up at like 8, 9, and I was like, "All right, I'm gonna go walk around for a little bit." Um,
Yeah.
I also just liked, I don't know,
Which that morning I woke
yeah,
up and you were just not there. And I
yeah,
was
I
like,
was
"Oh
just
great.
gone.
He's just left. He's just gone." Like,
I
"Okay.
was,
All right."
but see, that's the thing is like,
No, I know.
I legitimately don't care. Like when I saw
I
you
know.
later on that day, I was like, hey man, it
Yeah.
wasn't like, oh, look who's here to join us.
It's like, "Look, I have receipts. I've been down here. I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
here at
yeah.
11. I bought the seashell." Yeah.
I left you a post-it note that said, Caleb went to shore. Be back shortly.
Uh-huh. Yeah. No, that was definitely like we don't stay up. Okay, the reason that I stayed up that late this time was because we always have like opportunities to, hang out at the after parties and the or management parties and stuff, and we never do. I'd rather just go to bed, wake up the next
Yeah.
day. We don't. There's no like a lot of like film crews and photographers. They'll drink with people at the parties. We never do that. We never drink while we work. I mean, it's not that we're super against it. We're just not into
Well,
it. I mean,
we've seen it happen though. Like
we've
we've
seen it go
seen
bad a lot. I mean,
photographers
including
on
on
this
this cruise.
cruise,
Yeah,
yeah, go
yeah,
bad where it was like very
yeah.
capable people and then they don't drink enough water and they drink too much Jameson or Guinness and they're
Before you know it,
falling on their
they're
face.
wandering through band sets,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
happened. Which no one that we've hired has done that, but there's been photographers on the boat that the management company has hired that have just completely imploded like
Yep.
day two. And so, I mean, uh, and not that we would ever like do that. It's not like once it touches my lips, it's so good.
Yeah.
Like we just I don't know. It's not even like a thought. The people are always like surprised, like, so wait, you're not drinking Guinness while you work? And it's like, no.
Yeah.
I just I don't know. Maybe I run around too much to find that appealing. But that time it was like, okay, they've asked to go to this party. I found out too that the party that was going on, they only do like once every like 20 cruises or something. And I was like,
And they
okay.
had really good food.
Yeah, the food was good. So I was like, all right. And then, I ended up staying out pretty late with those guys. But I also knew ahead of time that I could sleep in an extra couple of hours because there wasn't anything going on in the morning. So it was like, whatever. And, we were right back at it the next day. So,
That's a good thing about that cruise too, is nothing happens before 4.
yes.
And
Yeah.
I
At
mean,
least
yeah,
before 11 or noon.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if you're not going, okay, for us, it does happen before that because we have to go out and get people doing excursions and stuff like that.
Yep. Yep.
To kind of, and then get the bands on the beach and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
sometimes, like that was probably the perfect night to do that because the port that we went to the second time
Was the
was
Grand
god
Bahamas.
awful.
Yeah, and I had known that. I mean, dude, as you know, I'm not like if there was like if I had to be doing something at like 9 the next morning, I'm not staying up till 5:30. There's no way.
Yeah, and they knew that too. That's why they had their party that day.
Hmm.
They knew that the next day no one goes off the boat as far as their crew, and they knew that it was a port day. So
Yeah, see exactly. Rich can shoot us while like you can take pictures of them while they're all chilling. Exactly. This is them
yeah,
just hanging out.
here they are, just in the
Yeah,
hot tub.
being like what is that like celebrities are like us in like People magazine like
Yeah,
celebrities doing normal things. Yeah. Yeah. Uh yeah, it was fun.
yeah, it was a cool experience. I had my, I was not, I don't think I was. My expectations were pretty low when it came to like this corporation, like 6 man.
Hmm.
I was kind of skeptical. I was like, oh, great. We're going to be dealing with these. I mean, they sent us like a 37-page sailor packet. And I was like, oh, what are we dealing with here? And then we get on there and it was, I'd work for them anytime,
Yeah.
anytime.
Yeah, they
They're
were
just,
bad
the
at all.
crew was amazing. I don't think anyone in there was no drama. It was just very professional, very about getting stuff done. Skeptical spectacle.
That's how we roll.
That's yeah.
When you've been in this business for 15,
Yeah.
16 years, you have to be that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It yeah, it turned out good. The things I know next year I'm bringing a different lens for filming. That sucked not having like a tighter lens on the film camera because usually
Yeah.
I have that handy cam and that the zoom on that's insane. Uh, and
Well,
this year I was just like I kept hitting that wall. It was like gosh, like I just couldn't punch in as much as I wanted to on some of them, and I feel like
yeah.
next year I'm definitely going to be more prepared for that.
Let me
Like,
see. I'm looking up because we can rent like a pretty big lens.
oh yeah, yeah, it's
Um,
not that it's not available. I just didn't think I would need it as much, and then it was like when I got there, I was like, ugh, this is annoying. I wish I had
yeah.
brought one. And I mean, dude, nobody's gonna notice. It was mostly me. It was shots that I personally wanted to get. Uh,
No, and I think they help. So
yeah,
yeah, man, we can get a 100 to 500 zoom lens for $104 for 4 day or 7 day rental.
yeah, that would have definitely been worth it. Just because I like those
Yeah,
tight, like spit coming out while they're
yeah.
singing shots, and
Damn,
um, it was just rough getting that this year. But
this lens would be this lens would be fun, but also useless.
because how big is it?
800 millimeter f11
Huh?
for $45.
Need a
It's
lot of
like,
light.
yeah, you'd need a ton of light. It'd
Yeah,
just be black.
yeah.
That's for birders.
Yeah.
Birders. But
Dude, that
yeah,
was
man,
so
there's
funny. Do you remember when? So we were on this agency job doing lifestyle photos in on a hiking trail for the like one of the counties in Florida,
Clay County.
and
Yeah,
yeah, and the agency, like the project manager, was there with us, and there were these birders down the trail, and I was
birders are bird photographers, by the
yeah,
way.
yeah, and I was already going to Rich like, oh god, here's these birders, bunch of weirdos, and then the management lady was like, hey, that could be a cool picture if you guys could go over and get a shot of those guys taking photos of birds. And I
Yeah,
told the lady, I was like, good luck. If you want to
I
go ask them if we can do that, if you want to go ask the birders if we can take their photo, go ahead. And I was
that's what
like,
I was like.
you're
I was
not
like,
going to
yeah,
like,
let me know. Let me know when they melt down and stare at the ground and don't make eye
and,
contact.
and I was like, you're not going to like what they say, and it's going to be
Yeah,
an awful experience for you, but you should go ask them.
yeah,
And so
do
she
it.
goes over there and she's over there for, I don't know, a couple minutes, and she comes back and she's like, oh my God, that was the
It
worst.
was so
That
awkward.
was exactly what you said it was going to be. They kept
Yeah,
asking me like where it was going to be. They wouldn't look me in the eye. And then they were just like, no, 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 you can't take my photo. And then they
yeah.
all just left.
They're
Oh,
they're
birders.
bird photographers for a reason. They're introverts.
They don't want,
They don't want anything to do with people. They want to
yeah.
look at bald eagles, and it's tough photography. That's tough. Better than me at it.
I don't
I
even
wouldn't
know
do
how
it.
I am at it. I've never been like, I've never even thought to really take a picture of like birds.
Oh, they're into it too, man.
That's
It's
interesting.
cataloging. It's everything.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
yeah, I'll stick to bands. I'll stick to people.
Yeah.
I like portraits. So
Yep.
yeah. Well, we're gonna try to do these. We always say this. We're gonna try to do these more frequently.
We
But
don't always say it. We haven't done it in like a year and a half. This is my
we
first
haven't.
time being on the internet in video form, I think, in like a year and a half. It's been a
Yeah.
while. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I've been out of the loop.
I wish if we could do a live feed to Instagram, this would be way better.
Yeah, I guess.
I know you don't like Instagram, but there's a lot of photographers on there. Like our
Yeah, yeah,
audience
yeah.
is on there. So,
Yeah. Yep.
it would definitely we would definitely get more there. I mean, we've got subscribers on YouTube, but I mean, I don't think
It's
anyone's
like,
watching us.
if only. No, there was a comment from YouTube on there. I saw it.
Oh, there was?
Yeah, there was a YouTube logo. Yep.
Huh.
Uh, um, well, dude, it's like, I know you don't like Instagram. It's like, you mean the one site that we can't stream to because everyone else makes it easy to stream to, but not that difficult,
It's so
weird one.
weird. It's
I just don't
so weird
understand.
that they
I've
it's
never
really
understood it.
weird. They're missing out on. It's got to be something in their legacy code that just won't let them do it.
I mean, dude, it's ever
They
since
rip off
Instagram.
every other feature.
I know. Ever since Instagram existed, it's been like, I know, I just don't understand why you can't upload widescreen photos. It's like, oh, I just
Well,
don't
even that you could
understand why
do
you can't
now.
upload video. You can do it now, but I'm saying like since its
Yeah,
existence, there's constantly been like, I don't know why you can't upload video. And then it's like, oh, well, you can do it now. It's like, oh, well,
yeah.
I don't know why I can't like stream a video to there. It's just this constant. They're always behind. I just don't know. Even now, I can't make a photo big on my phone when I click on it in Instagram, and it just drives me insane. But
Let's see. How to go live on Instagram on Vimeo.
what?
You can go live on Instagram on Vimeo.
Vimeo, okay.
Yeah.
The most like, man, I thought Vimeo was going to be good, and then it just ended up sucking.
Vimeo should have been good,
Yeah.
but it's not. It
Yep.
actually okay. I think Vimeo is great for professionals. It's great for videos that you don't want a complete social like aspect to it. Like YouTube is a social media, it's a social platform.
Yes,
It's social networking.
but you
And
could lock
Vimeo's
it
not
down.
now you can, but it used to not be that way.
Yeah,
YouTube used to be open
yeah,
and private videos didn't work too well. Vimeo always had the upload and replace video feature, which was amazing for like re-edits.
yeah.
Where
I mean, I'm
YouTube you used to have to re-upload it and create a new link.
dude. Like
But
YouTube's whack too. I'm still just like, where is like a good alternative? It's like I wish that
yeah,
something would just is like YouTube is that's it. It's all that's been there for 10 years. Like YouTube and Vimeo. I
yep.
mean, it's like why isn't there like they took away the dislike button? It's like okay.
They
I
took
hope
away the
this. I
dislike
hope
button
this.
on YouTube.
Well, no, you can't see how many people have disliked. You
Oh,
can't see. All there is thumb up and thumb down, but you can't see how many people have disliked it. It's like, well, I hope this DIY actually works because I can't see like if there's been a negative reaction to this video. I could just be like putting a water pipe into my electricity box.
isn't that what the comments are for, though?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Well, but you can't just look at it at the list then. You have to go to
Yeah,
the video, read the comments to find out if the video is any good. It's lame. I think that's the most whack. Like, oh man, this is a negative aspect. I think this is negativity that is front facing on the page. We must delete it. We must like, and none of the people, every single like YouTube page that I watch, including the happy console gamer, was mad that they took that away. He's
yeah,
like, and that guy is only ever like positive. He's like, and he made a video about how he can't stand that they took that feature. He was saying, why can't you just make this a feature that you can add to your channel?
yeah.
But YouTube is no, none will have it except for us.
Because you could turn off
Whatever, dude.
comments,
Yeah, you
right?
can turn off comments. There should just be a
Yeah,
button that's like show or don't show the dislikes. But instead they just took
yeah,
it all away. And that was always like cool to go see how many likes and dislikes a video had. I still look and it's just not there. It's just weird. I don't know.
can we see ours?
We can see it, I think, on the back end, but you can't see on the front end how
Let's
many
see.
people have disliked it. It's
Yeah,
off
it
on
does. It
every
just
video.
says dislike.
Yeah, it's lame.
Huh.
Like right off the bat. And the thing is, like you said, it was now you have to go and read the comments to find out if the video is any good, unless you just watch it yourself. I don't know. It's just like, dude,
Yeah.
it's like I'm surprised nobody else has just made another YouTube and just kept that feature and some of the other features on.
Well, they just
Like,
don't have they don't have the pull. I mean, YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, next to
yes,
Google.
yeah, I know.
So it's like, yeah, I'm sure there's other. I guarantee you, there's other platforms
Yeah,
out
dude, and
there.
they all suck.
Yeah,
I've looked into them. It's like Facebook alternatives. Just a social site where I can upload videos and there's a feed, a wall. Go ahead and try to find one that doesn't suck.
they
That's
all
not
suck.
like,
Facebook sucks.
yeah, but I mean, they don't work.
Yeah, Facebook doesn't work either. Wayne said there's an extension you can install to get the dislike count back.
So you could wait to see it on other people's videos.
Yeah,
Like, that's weird.
Caleb's
Like,
like, that's an extension I need to get now.
I would, I guess, but it's just annoying that I have to do that.
Yeah. You could see all the dislikes with the Oculus behind you, right? Like, is there a plugin for that where you're like,
Like with the thing.
that would be an Oculus game. It's like it's like an Indiana Jones character, and you have to find the you
Yeah,
have to find the dislikes of the videos. of Gundam
Yeah,
Style.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
mine, I miss them on the movie trailers. Like, it's like, is it just a Google Chrome extension? Or is
Yeah.
it,
Yeah. He said, yep.
I don't, I don't understand how that's just an extension. Why don't they just have it be like a feature you can turn on or off? I
Hey
really
Wayne,
wanted to see the. Hey Wayne, go to the Morbius trailer. I want to know how many down likes. How many,
that's
how
really
many
what this
dislikes.
spawned from is how many dislikes Morbius has. Hey
I
Wayne,
want
are
to.
you in front of your computer? We can send you a link. I want to see if I can get 3 people on this thing. Do you have clothes on? I can invite you onto the feed. You can come on and talk trash. He's like, oh God, I got to get up and get clothes on. It's 11 o'clock at night. These idiots have been talking for an hour and 36 minutes.
Yeah.
It's this or retouching photos. So let's see. Yeah, here's the extension if anyone wants to write that down real quick.
Gib. They might be able to click on it in the comments.
Dude, did someone is this the name of the extension? Gabba Habba Gaffalaba Giga?
It's really just a virus.
Yeah, it's really just it's Wayne's keystroker.
Yeah.
So it,
Yeah.
it sends him back
Every time I like type in Caleb, it just types like balls.
yeah.
My name is Balls.
Yeah, yeah. That's funny. Well, all right, guys, let's we'll wrap this up and then yeah, we'll try to do this more frequently now that we subscribe to a service
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
paid for it. But we'll hop on here and do some more creative ranting. Maybe invite some guests on now that everyone's used to being on Zoom. And
Yeah.
it's pretty easy to do this. I mean, this looks pretty good.
Yep.
So I look pretty yellow though. Do I look yellow on your?
Yeah. Now you look orange.
Yeah, and it's funny because on my what's your white balance setting over there?
Auto.
Yeah, here, let me show you auto. Hold on. Maybe. That's auto.
You're even more orange.
Dude, I look like an Oompa Loompa.
Yeah.
You're
It's
turning
probably that.
violet, Violet.
I don't know. The purple might freak it out.
No, well, so you could see the banding. You see that banding on mine?
Yeah.
That's from the
It says I
Caleb
look.
looks
Say I
yellow.
look yellow. Hold up. Hold up.
Wait, I'm gonna make an adjustment real fast.
Now you tell me.
It's over here. I'm still yellow. Hold on. It's like a Coldplay song. And it was all yellow. Here we go.
Am I less yellow now?
Let's try that. Is that better? How's my complexion?
That is better. It's better.
I turned all the yellow lights off, or the warm lights.
Yeah, I had like this one over here was set to be a little warm.
So the preview on the window though, like on the camera itself, looks awesome. And then this
Yeah.
one's still warmer.
Yeah, I need to like. This isn't official lighting. This is me trying to get this webcam to work for like an hour and a half, and then I was like, oh yeah, I have to set up lights.
Yeah, you need a little
So,
backlight. It has a slight proof of life feel to it, like proof of life video feel,
oh yeah. Wow.
where it's just like a hot light, but it looks good though.
Well, I
Yeah,
just turned it up a little bit.
the banding on this let me see. Hold on.
There, is that less proof of life ish?
So
It's not so bright now.
Blue does the least amount of banding, while yellow does more. And magenta. Whoa.
Orange does the most, right?
It's like red, I think. Hold on.
Orange does a lot.
I mean, you can see it over here. There's some banding going on.
If you look at the end of my flipper,
if you look at the right here, there's some banding.
yeah.
Mostly in this position right here. Yeah. Hold on. There's magenta. Oh, look how bad that is.
That doesn't look horrible. I can't even see the banding though. I can't see it.
Let me go back. Hold on. You don't see all that in this white area over here?
Nope. I don't see any of it. Hang on, let me make it bigger. Let me enter the full screen. Nope, I can't see it at all.
Hold on, let me see if...
And you were just like taking up my whole screen.
Huh.
I still can't see it.
Weird. Anyway, this is the type of live feed where you join us on the journey of technical difficulties.
Yeah.
But yeah, even I like the blue or the green. We'll go green for something like that. There we go. Anyway, cool. All right, guys. Have a good night, and thanks for listening to us
rant.
How do you end this thing?
Goodbye.